welcome to the channel of the Liberator of the Occident. This channel is here to present you with a new paradigm. This is a modern philosophical movement which combines Wordsworth's character of the happy warrior with Western-derived edification. It's a place for like-minded and impressionable people who want to explore atypical and fringe ideas with associated reflections on historical people and their works. The purpose of the channel, in a secondary fashion, is to liberate our society from the ails of oversaturation of information, which is currently blinding us to the truth. We seem to me as a society obsessed with facts rather than necessarily any moral or relative truths. The channel could be said to lean on both the analytical tradition as well as some continental ideas, and it hopefully will provide you with an alternative philosophy which is divergent from the orthodoxy, so more of a offering up a heterodox philosophical movement. Why is the channel necessary? Well, as of late, it seems to me that there's been a tradition of cool and sexy above meaningful and fulfilling. So offering this touchstone for Western cultural roots and to allow for introspection of one's own mind. Ideally, this will replace many larger channels who delve much too generally and too broad, so as wide as a puddle and as shallow, and then offer something that's a little bit more exciting but enticing than some of the smaller but stale channels which tend to try and cover this same angle. What can I hope to achieve? Well, a certain amount of education, hopefully, to those, particularly to those, I'd say, that were unfortunate enough to not be exposed to a lot of these ideas, particularly when they were young. It is unfortunate, the current age, that a lot of kids grow up without an erudite parent and exposed only to state-based educations, which tend to be typically very dogmatic and stringent in the way that they teach almost all facets of life. So we grow up under this one unidimensional guise of education. So it's breaking away from that and proffering up some alternative views. So it's also very necessary for a lot of people that don't understand that critical thinking is not necessarily believing what you were told. With this, I think you can open a lot of minds, and with open minds you will improve lives, because with this you will allow for people to make up their own decisions in certain situations, which may not necessarily have been the ones that the orthodoxy expected. This, to me, I feel, is the real purpose of education, showing you that modern problems are not really all that modern, and the solutions to these problems are often written long ago by men and women who are much more well versed in the human nature side of a lot of these modern problems. So, what can we expect on the channel? I will endeavour to release several types of videos with a range to satisfy the varied wants of a diverse viewer base. This will include figures and their works, general history, polemical topics, some that I've written myself, discussion and debates, ideally with both opponents and like-minded people, and then any other sundry topics which we can fit within the ambit of the channel. Why should I care about this stuff? Well, to my chagrin and many of you out there, we don't appreciate that we are all agents acting in society, and that necessarily you must improve yourself to improve society, and it all stems from your own ego. And so therefore, to maintain that satisfaction of your own ego, you would need to bend and shape your own ideals to benefit both you and the wider society in a particular vision that you find is most worthwhile. So this may come across as seemingly shallow and a bit vapid, but once you understand what kind of meaning and purpose can be derived from a lot of these works and from a lot of these discussions, you might start to realize you can foster your own self-reliance and actualization, and a lot of these valorous traits that will be imbued into you will improve your character and then exponentially improve the lives of those around you. And lastly, I would like to leave you with a quote from Oswald Spengler, which basically covers the so what for philosophical notions and suppositions.